I left the city, I've been browsing. Treading water that they drowning. My head on the swivel, yeah. It's only really my surroundings. They keep it all the way 1,000.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, I just got done with Marvel's What If. Episode 1, Captain Carter, were of the first Avenger. As you guys all know, for the people that have been here on this channel before, I'm a big Captain America fan. So, going into this, I was super excited to see Peggy Carter as Captain Carter. And this first episode, this premiere, did not disappoint at all. I had a blast of a time. It was worth staying up at 3 a.m. literally watching this. As you all know, I had a couple weeks, I think a week in advance, I was going to do a live stream, as all you guys know. And unfortunately, my Wi-Fi provider is straight garbage because, in my house, there's good days for Wi-Fi and there's bad days for Wi-Fi. And today was one of those days that, my stream just didn't want to work. I tried, even before it, to stream at before 3 a.m. to try to get it on, and it wasn't working. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about my provider, but just I can't somehow get good Wi-Fi anytime I want to stream. But I find it weird because when I was doing test streams a couple of days ago, it was working just fine, and the day before it worked just fine. But the day of, it just said, you know what, frick Zach, let's just make it not work. So other than that, me being able to watch it and me being able to do this review for you guys, because I was going to do a review regardless if the stream wasn't going to work. So, about everything, to do with about this episode, going into this episode is I was really excited to see, how, Marvel pretty much, confirmed that everything of What If is canon. It's their way of showing us what the multiverse, what's out there in the multiverse, since the multiverse is open due to the finale of Loki. So, us knowing that, all this, even before we even, knew it was canon, I knew it was canon. I was saying in, my trailer, reactions of, oh, I think this is going to be canon, this, and that. I knew intentionally going into, when I knew the show was announced, that it would probably be canon to when we found out the multiverse was opening. So, getting into this episode and getting into the reason of, okay, they're showing, a different, the Watchers explaining these different, branch realities, these different, multiverses and stuff. And, we get to the point of, okay, what if the smallest thing changed when, as we know, Steve Rogers becomes Captain America, but what if there's a slight change in that and how Peggy Carter becomes Captain America? So, the slight change was, which I thought was cool, by the way, this is going to be a spoiler review, the thing that changed that made a big difference is that Peggy never went to the booth, to watch Steve transform into Captain America. She stayed down there, so she was able, in a way, to, try to stop the guy from blowing up, blowing up the procedure, you know what I mean? She tried stopping him, but he blew it up before Steve was in there and he got the serum, because as we know in the movie, she goes up top, the guy blows up the whole thing works. The guy waits to see if the if the serum works. It works fine on Steve, and then he blows it up, but Steve's already, Captain America by then. So the way it went here in this is that she stayed down there. Steve didn't go in the machine yet to be, to get injected with the serum. He was still outside about to go into the machine. But the guy blew it up before Steve could even get in, and he actually ended up getting shot, Skinny Steve. And what ended up happening is that Howard Stark said, if anything, we got to do it now. We're losing power, and that's why Peggy went into the machine, because no one else was gonna get into the machine. And Steve was on the ground and he couldn't get in, even though one of the generals were saying, Rogers, get in the machine, and then Peggy's he can't, meaning he just got shot, which was a big shock to me. How that went down, and how the switch, how the slightest changes could have made things play out differently if that's how our movie would have played out, for what we know of Captain America. So seeing that was so sick. It was okay, this is so cool. This is just phenomenal, and it goes to show how much heart Steve Rogers has, because even without that serum, he is still running into the line of fire to do the right thing. He was literally running at that guy before the guy shot him. The guy that blew up the place, the guy that initially kills Dr. Erskine, he still was running at that guy with no serum. That ghost, like, it made me love that character even more, even though he didn't get the serum in this. And we see, Peggy get the serum, which, again, as you all know, even for people that don't know and that are new to the channel, I thought my thought on the whole process is that if Steve didn't get the serum, Peggy would have been the perfect candidate to take the serum. If it wasn't Steve, it was Peggy. It's Peggy. If it ain't Peggy, it's Steve. I think they're so pure of heart that either or would be perfect as Captain America. And just to see Peggy Carter in a different world as she would have became Captain America was freaking cool. She did some awesome ass shit. And everybody, of course, was against her because she was a woman and it was because it was in that time. But she didn't give a crap. She was still a badass, and she went to work. She was kicking ass. She did some shit I've never seen even like Captain America do throughout all the Avengers movies. She did some cool shit. I mean, yeah, we've seen Cap throw a motorcycle. Yeah, we've seen Cap, bring down the helicopter. Yeah, we've seen Cap, kick a car, but she was launching tanks. She was doing shit with the shield that was so fun that I've never seen Cap do. You know what I mean? She did some cool shit. She had her own flair, which I really did love. So, me seeing this makes me want a movie. I would totally dig a movie. A live action movie if they want to of Captain Carter. I would be all in. You got my money. Just take it. Make a Captain Carter movie. That'd be sick. I heard that, if anybody's gonna get be in the MCU because again this is canon and these are different universes. They said if they're gonna pick anybody, they're gonna pick Captain Carter to make an appearance in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. There's speculations that she will make an appearance in that, which I would love Haley Atwell to do a live interpretation of Captain Carter because she is voicing Captain Carter because she played Captain Carter, as we all know, in the first Avenger and of course in Winter Soldier and Civil War. So even though she was dead in Civil War and we didn't get to hear her, but she was in Civil War essentially. But so I would dig it if they want to do maybe I don't even care. Her adventures, maybe. Maybe they could. I don't even know. I would care to see this exact episode, but live action. I would kill to see that. But I love the animation. I love the score. It's so different, but it's so Cap though of the first Avengers music. But you can totally tell they modified it for Peggy, which I love. But they also give it some flair of the older stuff. I do love that. And there's one scene in this thing that was super super badass. Is even though all of it was badass. But there was this one cool part where she's fighting these planes and she's jumping on she uses it's called the Hydra Stomper, and that's the thing that Skinny Steve uses, and because they get the Tesseract from Arnim Zola, they end up getting it from him, and they end up making Howard ends up making an Iron Man suit, but it's almost a Mark 1. And what was really cool is that she's using that as how Stargirl uses the Stripe big robot as a vessel for her to just sit on and go to Babylon. So I thought that was really cool, and she ends up jumping the plane, kicking ass. She was just killing mofos, which was just awesome. She was just kicking ass, literally killing people. What she was doing with the shield and what she was doing, breaking into the planes and throwing people out, and just I loved it. It was badass. It almost makes me. Because I always loved that time of Captain America, to just see more of a grittier, more seeing more of the war effort stuff happen with Captain Carter was sick, because we didn't really get to see much of that in Captain America: The First Avenger. We saw a couple of scenes of him fighting in the war, but not too many. But they showed so much with Captain Carter, which I love, and it just makes me want a live action movie with Captain Carter. I want to see more with this character, and that's why I'm excited, because apparently there's going to be already a season 2 of What If. This character is going to be sticking around for quite some time. They already confirmed. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to be doing with Captain Carter, and I'm excited to see if Haley Atwell, if not is down to do a live action, interpretation of Captain Carter, which he probably is, because again, they already, I think they're done filming Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and if anything, if the rumors are true, she already would have been a part of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness doing the live action interpretation of Captain Carter. So I mean, she probably already knows if she did or didn't, because it would be in her contract. So that's really, really cool to like see, what big things are like, that adding on to all the big things that are going to be happening in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, on top of things, going to be happening in Spider-Man No Way Home, and just like so many big things happening. So, I just love this first episode because it gave me everything I wanted. It gave me the action. It gave me the heart. Seeing, Skinny Steve, even talk about, he's like, it's funny, like I traded me, I'm kind of still invisible. I just traded me being in the metal suit. Like I'm still invisible. I'm still the same skinny kid from Brooklyn. So he's like, it's really cool to see Skinny Steve be Skinny Steve, because again, we didn't see Skinny Steve that much in Avengers 1. I mean Captain America: The First Avenger that much. So seeing more of Skinny Steve and him not getting the serum makes me love Steve Rogers even more. It makes me love that character even more, because it really goes to show he is willing to fight no matter what. Like, I love that. It really makes me love that character even more. And I just love that world. I love that time with Captain America, just in that time period, because there's just so much you could do there. And I just would really love a live action movie in that time. I understand it would, like, I understand it's kind of like in a way, a carbon copy. Just things are different of like that world and the world we know of Captain America for the way how he got the serum and how she got the serum. But there's minor tweaks. But I mean, I wouldn't care. But it's kind of still different, because a lot of the different things happen though. So it's not really kind of a carbon copy, but it kind of is, like the story wise. Except there's some different things. Like there's some things out of order, like I told you guys, with the whole Steve wasn't in the machine yet. Peggy stayed down below. She tried going after the guy. The guy blew up the thing. Steve ends up trying to stop the guy that has the gun. He ends up getting shot. She ends up getting in the machine. She can't do any of the stuff. She ends up, going on her own mission to get the Tesseract from, Arnim Zola, which was a cool freaking scene when she was flipping tanks, kicking ass, taking names. And, how she meets... it's funny because there was one really funny moment where she like stops. It's the one train sequence where like Arnim Zola would have been on the train, but it's actually Schmidt's on the train. Red Skull, he's on the train, and instead of Arnim Zola, and pretty much there's a moment where Bucky almost falls off, and Peggy grabs his arm and pulls him up, and he's like, "Wow, you almost pulled off my arm." Or I almost lost my arm, like a kind of funny joke, like, oh, in this world you didn't, but in our world you did. Like, it was cool, it was clever, and it just, I loved how things were, like, different, but yet they felt, like, it felt like we've been at those moments, and that's what I loved about this Captain Carter episode, and we're not done seeing her, because we saw a version of her sacrificing herself, but she's going through a portal of the Tesseract portal that Red Skull opened. He kind of did like an Avengers 1 portal opening with the Tesseract, and the funny thing is that when, Peggy goes in and sacrifices herself, we end up seeing her come out the other side in modern day with Nick Fury and, and Clint standing there, and he's explaining to her how, like, it's been these many years, and she's just sad, meaning she didn't get to have that dance with Steve, and it's just the other way around, and it's just really cool to see that, and to see that she's going to be with our Avengers. Maybe we get to see their version of Avengers. It might not be the way our Avengers were, but it'd be cool to see how her Avengers would be. So I'm just excited to see how. I mean, I think there's 9 or 10 episodes in total, so we have a lot to explore in this what if world. And, and we have a lot to, because I love also how this, like, how it ends is the Watcher saying, like, I can't, interfere, I can't, meddle, but, but I'm forever will be the Watcher. Like, it was something like that. Like, it's so cool to have, the Watcher narrate and the Watcher know these things and know that, a story of a different hero in a different way. You know what I mean? I love that. I just love how it's like we're exploring the multiverse, but in a cartoon, an animated cartoon. Which again, I love the animation. I love the soundtrack. I love I just love the like they add in the the vibranium shield noises. I just love that because it's in the same department of like the movies. It sounds the same. I just love that. I love the way the shield makes the noise in general. Like the vibranium makes, like how the shield makes the and then like the ping ping. I love it so much. It's just the best. But yeah, guys, I had a blast with the first episode of of What If, Captain Carter. And I'm excited to see what the next episode will be. I'm not sure what the next episode will be, but I'm super stoked for it. Hopefully, I can get the streaming up for you guys, and we can actually like stream the next episode. I would like to because I would just love to start streaming these like live stream like me watching What If. Hopefully, I can get it to work. Again, I'm gonna tell my dad to talk to our our provider so they can fix whatever Wi-Fi problems we have, and we can just start so I can start streaming for you guys. So I'll try to get those problems resolved. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video. I would love to have you guys here, part of this family here on this channel. We are literally at 355, almost to 400 subs. So please, yet again, subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, and like this video. And let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of this Captain Carter, premiere episode of What If. And let me know also down below, what are you looking most forward to? Like, what story are you looking most forward to seeing T'Challa as Star-Lord? Are you looking more forward to seeing Tony not become Iron Man but be friends with Killmonger? Like what are you guys most excited to see? I want to know. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys are most excited to see in the stories of what we're going to be seeing in What If. Again, my most anticipated was Captain Carter, and my second probably will be the whole Tony and Killmonger thing, and then probably the T'Challa thing, with him becoming Star-Lord. But I mean, overall, I'm excited for all of it. But like the Captain Carter one was the one that I was super excited for because I love the Captain America world. So yeah. But without further ado, I'm gonna end this video here. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.